Everybody, welcome to a brand new episode of FileMaker series that we're doing. Today we're going to just do a real short video, probably 15 or 20 minutes long. One of the reasons why I wanted to do this video is because I realized very quickly that there was something that I didn't ever answer. There was a question I never really answered, and that question was, what is FileMaker? What is FileMaker? That's really kind of a hard thing, a hard question to answer. Because FileMaker is a lot of different things. It's not just a single thing. It's a lot of different things. It can be whatever you want it to be. Let's see, Tim's new, I think it was just I think it was this one. Solution 2018 backup. And I think this is admin. Okay, so what in this particular case, this is obviously an old one that I wrote, but in this particular case, it works as a digital register for my store so that I can sell products. So that if I am in my store, this would be like the opening page, right? So if I'm in my store, I can go to the register that I want. Like this is the first register, and this particular one, what it does is it let me see. What it does is it allows you to sell products using a scanner. So you can use a scanner, and then there's cash, credit, split pay, hold. So there's all these other things that you can do. And if you want to, you can just go in and you can just sell products by a specific price. So let's say you didn't have a SKU number for something, and you can just come in and just grab whatever you want to out of these price points. And obviously I left these open so that I could go back and maybe add something else into it. But this is not necessarily a conversation about this particular register, because it's not. It's all about what is FileMaker, and FileMaker is really an interesting. It's part of Apple Company, and what it is it's a platform. It literally is a platform. It's a facility for you to go in and create an application. If you've ever written script, if you've ever dealt with Python or any of those other script writing or script platform type applications, that's exactly what this is, except for it's way easier. It's made for the novice. It's made for people like you and me that can just go in and we can grab let's close. I want to close this one out. So I'm just going to close this one. I'm going to open the last one that we actually did. And the last one that we actually did is, I'm going to go back to here just in case. Serena, Jack, how the heck are you? So good to see you. I was on a different page, so that's why I didn't see you. So we'll browse in here. I think it's Tim's new register is the one that I'm actually doing. Because Mama was the food one, meetings was the other one. So let's do, no, because this one would be 11:17. This one was in 17 as well. And so we're looking for use in 18. Mama was in 18. My solution, Property Inc. So we were doing some Property Inc. I thought for sure I was just doing a really super simple one, but I don't remember which one it was. So, but we also did this one, and this is where what we were doing was we were doing a cafe is what we were trying to do. So we were trying to build a cafe where people could come in, and this is the menu, so that you would actually give this to people and they would actually select what they wanted. They would order an item. They could go in and they could see what was on their order, and then they could submit it themselves. And once they did that, it would go to the kitchen, and then the kitchen would prepare the food, close the order out, and then it would be delivered to them at the table. So we're trying to streamline actually how that worked. But and it worked really super well. The thing did. But so getting back to the point being that what FileMaker actually is it's an ability for you to go in and grab something and make something for your business or your personal life. There's so many things that you can do. What we're going to do is we're just going to create a brand new solution, and we're just going to call it new 2018, so that way I know what it is, and we'll save it. And the very first thing it does is it brings up this table, as you guys can see, but it's an open palette. You can do anything you want to. You can put buttons in. You know, I actually have, like, there's a I had a customer one time that they had a salon. They did salon stuff, and we actually drew out, we grabbed, like, because you can grab this shape tool, and you can just you can create like little shapes. And what we did was we grabbed these little shapes, and we created several of them. Actually, let me do this just so you guys can see it. But what we did was, I want that to be a solid color. Let's just make it purple. Okay. So what we did was we created a map of the salon. So there was a station here, a station here, and a station here, and there was another station here, and then here was the cash register. And so it was like when each station was full, so that they would know which station was being used and which station they needed to put people into, and what their schedule was like. So these were literally made into popovers, and the popover would have the schedule put into it for them. It was really super cool, really super cool. But it's something that you can do. You can also do, and one of the things that we did do, and this is obviously just for visual reference, FYI, just for visual reference, guys, just for visual reference. So one of the other things that we did, and I think we touched base on it before, was you can create a shelving unit like this. And you could, like, these are all boxes, and you can name the boxes whatever you want to, and then you can actually go into a list of what is in each box. So if you're OCD anal like myself, you could go in and you can say, okay, in my storage unit, this is what I have in my storage unit, and this is what's in the box. And if you wanted to look for a specific item, you could look for a specific item. Like, I really want to know where the dining room linens are, the tablecloth is. Well, it's in this box right here, right? And how you would do that is we had like an inventory list. We had like a list of all the products that were in there, and you could do it by, you could sort them by the name, which was really super good. So, and then it would just tell you what box it was in, which it was amazing. It was amazing. And you could move it from one box to another box, so that if you did take it out, Banogi, how are you? I will be on later, guys. I will be on later. I'm going to do some Garden Warfare 2, just so you know, on Luculent Media. This is not necessarily that, but it is. So thank you guys very much for joining me. I do appreciate you guys being here. Really, really do. But today's thing is all about what is FileMaker. And as I said before, it's a very complicated question, because FileMaker is, it writes script for you. So as you see this box actually, if you've ever dealt with Python, you would literally have probably 25 lines of script, because you would have to delineate in the script, the line of the script, the size of the box. So its overall height, its overall width, and what color the box was. You'd also have to define exactly where is the box in this open field, and you'd have to define the open field. So this does it for you instantaneously. So when you grab something, when you have this and you move it like I just did, it automatically rewrites the script. It automatically goes back to that line of the script and rewrites it for you, so that you don't have to do that, which is amazing. It's totally phenomenal. I mean, you can't get any better than that, right? So I really enjoy teaching people how to use FileMaker, because it works so well for business people. But the biggest problem that I have with it is that people are always telling me that it takes them 3 months, or it takes them, whatever. It takes them 2 months to write a script or to write a program for their store. Well, that may be true. It may take you 2 months to write the script, or 2 months to write what you're wanting to do. But the cool thing about it is that when you get it, when you have it like this, and you go into your register and you get all of the parts and the pieces. Pennywise, how the heck are you? It's so good to see you. I did not know that you, Jack, I did not know that you had subscribed to my other channel. But thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for being here. That's the camera. That's the monitor. So I keep looking at the monitor because I'm trying to look at you guys. But I do appreciate you guys being here so very much. So just so you know. So this is what you have. This is the deal. This is where you're at. This particular script, it took me, it literally took me months to write it. Probably on the average about 3.5 months to complete it. But when you go into the database, and here's the database. Here's all of just the tables that are involved in this script. This is just the tables. And as we all know, the tables they're the giant category box. And then you have all of these fields, and each table has its own fields, and then you have relationships. And look at how this is set up. Look at all of these different relationships. This was the very first program that, don't get me wrong. Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, Decan told me to come here, but I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why either. Because this is a tutorial. This is where I actually teach people how to write script. So, Jack, anyway, this was one of the more complicated ones that I wrote. And I started writing it, and then I came back to finish it later on. It has a huge number of issues. And one of those huge number of issues is that all of these things are tied together through a join table. And I will tell you right now that if you go to any of the new scripts that I currently do, any of the new programs that I write, you'll see, and I'm going to show you one really quick, and hopefully I've answered the question, what is FileMaker? FileMaker is a tool that will help you write an app. That's the simple answer. That will help you write an app as a novice that will help you run your business, run your home, run your finances. It can create reports for you. It can do all kinds of really cool things for you. So it just depends on what you want. The boundaries, there are none. You can create huge numbers of things. Anything that you want to. If you want to catalog all of your video games, you can literally catalog all of your video games. And if that's all you do with it, then it was kind of a waste of money because the program itself is like $800. But if you're going to run a small business, any sort of a small business, and you're going to keep track of revenues, and you're going to keep track of sales, and you're going to keep track of orders, any smart business person would be doing those things. This will do it for you. And the cool thing is it's not recurrent. So you don't have that recurrent monthly subscription fee when you buy the program. You just buy the program, buy it outright. It's yours forever, and you can do with it whatever you want to. And the cool thing is if you do get it, you can literally create whatever you want. In this case, I'm sure that this is admin. And this is admin. In this case, this program, and I'm going to show you guys like the back office of this program, right? All right, edit layout, manage database. So in this one, we'll see these are all of the tables, and there's a lot of them. There are a lot of different tables, and these are the fields, and these are the relationships. Now, notice how much more or less complex this one is. This is the latest one that I actually wrote for my store. I haven't yet implemented it, but I'm going to implement it. None of these, and as you can tell, there's no join table. None of it, there's no join table at all. So you have to have a register and an invoice linked together so that you can actually have an invoicing solution, because you have to have a portal. So it's kind of like you have to have it, right? You can't have water without a glass or a container. Kind of the same thing. That's what it is, water and glass or a container. And so register 1, register 2, register 3, and then the time cards, I did a time cards one because that works out really well, and the time cards, the same kind of field. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So if we get out of here and we go into our register 1, this is what I was talking about. So this outside, the whole outside part of this is one part of that. This would be like the register part. And then this inside piece right here that you see where the product actually comes up into the square, that's the invoice part. So the register part on the outside, invoice part on the inside. And they're linked together so that they can work in unison of each other. Works out beautiful. Works out beautiful. So just in case you were wondering, he's sick right now? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Till maybe a week or two? Okay. We're lucky he's alive. Oh my goodness. Wow, that is amazing, Pennywise. That is amazing. I had heard something about he had an asthma attack or something. Anyway, so what this does for you in your personal life, in your business life, is if you're like me, what you find is that when you order a product or you get a product from someone that has to do with like digital registers, they want to charge you a fortune. They literally want to charge you a fortune. The brand new one I was looking at not too long ago was really super cool. I mean, it had a lot of bells and whistles and all the cool things. It would tell you the name of the person that was in your store by their cell phone. It knew the person by their cell phone because of the Wi-Fi connection or whatever. And so, or their Google location or blah, blah, blah. And that's really super cool. But the problem is it worth $49.95 a month forever? Is it worth paying 5% or 6% or 8% of all of your sales, of the total of all of your sales? In today's market, you have to be extremely competitive. This allows you to do that. FileMaker has not paid me. They haven't given me anything for free. They've never done one single thing for me. Never offered me a class, never offered me anything special in any way, shape, or form to sell their product or give their product away or promote their product, just so you know, in any way, shape, or form. It took me months to find FileMaker, and then when I did finally find FileMaker, I realized very quickly what it was, because I had written a lot in JavaScript and I had written a lot in using Python. And I had one day decided I was going to write my own program. It was kind of amazing. I said, I'm going to write my own program with JavaScript, with Python. And I started getting into it and started getting involved. And it was literally going to take me a year. I was going to have to sit down for a year and write out all the scripts and the subscripts and the categories and just like everything. I was going to have to like put all this information in just so that I could have a blank slate that I could start putting data into. Because you don't actually program into things your inventory, right? You don't actually program that in. That's something completely different. So we couldn't find it. Yeah, it happened because he was worried and he needed his inhaler, but he left it at my house. Oh, I see. So we couldn't find it. Remember, my name is Jack. I did. I have called you Jack 3 times. 3 times. I have. But we also have another Jack in here, and his name is Jack Clark, by the way, or Serena. So what this does for you is it allows you to like in this one, we have like, you can have time, employees, time cards, contacts, security, scan products in, this inventory page, which will tell you like all of your inventory and its value and, you know, whatever information that you need. So I recommend FileMaker. I may upgrade my FileMaker. I'm not sure if I will or not. It's kind of making me a little upset that FileMaker is what they're trying to do is they're trying to produce an update every year. And that's fine, but what that does is they unsupport things after a couple of years, and then your FileMaker, like I have FileMaker Pro Advanced 14, and they're already on 17. And yeah, I've had it for like 5 years or whatever, 4 years. I don't remember how long I've actually had FileMaker. This particular FileMaker, I've had FileMakers before and then just updated or upgraded because it was not expensive, but this time it's a little more, and so it's kind of making me unhappy. But I do use it for my business. It does make life a whole lot easier. A program that would have taken me a year to write in Python took me 3 months to write in this, and that's complete. So I added all the inventory and everything into this in 3 months. And then the last program that I wrote for myself, the scanner-based program, took me about 2 months to do. So do check out the rest of my videos, and you'll actually see the scanner one in there. It is meat on the bone. If you have any sense of running a business whatsoever, watch that video, because this is the coolest. This is literally the coolest program ever when it comes to, in my belief, for FileMaker, because it works for everybody. This one, if you have a scanner-based system and you need to use a scanner-based system, you can and you can scan stuff in. But if you don't have a scanner-based system, you can just use the execute button, and that will take you to a price point. So you can just, and you don't even have to have any inventory. You can just be like, this is going to cost me, the product value of the product is $41. Press the 40, press the 1, and you got 41 bucks. So it's very, very, very simple to do, very easy to do, and this will do absolutely everything you want. So if you want to split pay, credit, cash, you want to hold something, hold an invoice for later that day, that's perfect. If you want to dismiss it, that's also perfect. It works out beautiful. Because Declan changed it to Pennywise. I can't change my name because it's been changed too much. Oh, I see. Because Declan changed it to Pennywise. I see. No problem. Pennywise is a cool name anyway, Jack. I like it, so don't worry about it. I will be doing a video later on my other channel, just so you know, Jack. But, so anyway, guys, if you have an opportunity to buy this program and you own a small business, do so. And watch my videos. Write in the comments below and let me know what it is you're trying to build, and I will help you build it. Yes, do watch everybody else. Do watch all the other people that want to teach you how to do something. But I will tell you, through years of experience with FileMaker, it is the glitchiest program I've ever seen. And the more complicated that you make it, the more intense that you're putting in all of these equations and all these functions, and you're like, I've had people tell me, we'll just make that a global variable and blah, 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 and do this and do that. And that's fine. But the opportunity for error is way higher if I do that stuff. So I do appreciate your comments. I really, really do. I appreciate all your comments. I appreciate your help in trying to teach me your way of doing things, because I learn that way. I really do. I learn that way, and I see how sometimes, like, how that will make sense and how that will work. But I'm a very direct path person. I'm a very, very direct path person, and I'm very OCD. And my very first program that I wrote with this was written on FileMaker 12, and I was fixing it constantly. I literally, my back office was like huge, because I had things I was fixing all the time. It was like, go fix this, go fix that, go fix this. I literally had to have 2 copies of my inventory at that time, and I would compare them every night before I went home, because I wanted to make sure that it was correct, that I had the correct sales. Because at one time I was selling an energy drink. This is a funny story. It's a really short story. I'm sorry if it's taking too long, but I'll finish this really fast. I had an energy drink that I was selling in the store, and what happened was, every time you pushed a button, for some reason, it would sell an energy drink. It wouldn't sell it. It would just take it out of inventory. And I'm not really sure, to this day, I am not sure why it did that. But I would go in at the end of the day and I would check the inventories, and the energy drink was always negative 55 or negative 85 or negative 100 or whatever the case was. And I was like, how's that possible? I didn't even sell a single one today. So, like I said, there are glitches to it, But if you do it the way that I teach you how to do it, if you do it the way that I'm showing you how to do it on my videos, and yes, this is a big promo for my videos, obviously. But if you do it the way that I teach you how to do it, you're not going to have those errors, because what I do is tried and true and proven, and it works. And one of the biggest things is please, please, please make absolutely positive that you do not relate these things. Do not have a join table. Do not bring all this stuff together. Yes, it seems a little more convenient to do that, and you write less scripting when you do that, but your data is way safer when it's separated like this. When you do not have things that are connected to each other, when you do not have relationships. And as you can see, I got a lot of tables. But anyway, guys, does the number 83 and 81 annoy you? No, they do not. No numbers annoy me. I am not, what do you call it? When you, not suspicious, but you know what I mean, right? I'm not one of those people. Like some people say, oh, the number 13 is lucky, the number 6 is bad, the number 8 is great, the number, numbers don't bother me. They're just numbers. They're just symbols. They're scribbling on a piece of paper. To me, a number is a completely different thing than the actual representation of the number. Because, I will answer this very quick, Jack. Because in different countries, the number is represented differently. Like in Japan and China, they don't write a 1, 3. So you don't see it as a 1 and a 3. It's a totally different representation of the number. So the number itself means something completely different in different places of the world. And when you start dealing with numbers that are asymptotic, that are like perpetual or never ending or repeating, I don't see how anyone would have a problem with any number, because they're literally just a representation of a fictitious thing. Like, what is 2 plus 2? 4. Simple, easy, painless, right? But that's because that's programmed into our brain cell as 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. But let's say I was on Nebula or something, or Nebulon, or some different world, and they had a different representation, and it was quattro, which is actually Latin for 4, right? So yeah, numbers don't necessarily mean anything to me. So you say his name like Declan. Aha. Okay, well, it's Declan. I always say Declan because it's Declan instead of Declan. Declan, no problem. So anyway, guys, I will see you guys next time. Thank you very much for joining me. You guys are absolutely amazing. I hope I have taught you something. Because if you're not learning something, you better be teaching something. That's always my philosophy. That's my philosophy in life. You should learn. You should be a perpetual student. You should always learn things, always learn whatever you possibly can, because someday you will actually need to use it. In this case, if you own a business, this stuff really works well, and you don't have, like I said, you don't have the subscription fees, you don't have the recurrent payments, you don't have any problems. You own it forever. And if you want to have a store in Nebraska and a store in Washington and a store in New York, you can do that, and they can all share the same file. That's fine. There's a lot you can do. There's a lot you can do with FileMaker. So I do suggest that you do get it, and then watch all my videos and start learning how to do this stuff, because it's really cool. And write me comments in the section below, and let me know what you want to see. Any ideas, that would be great. I would love to see them. I will be doing several videos this coming week, because Josh is going to be gone Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for Luculent. And so I want to get some videos in, and I want to teach you guys how to do some pretty cool stuff. So I'm very much looking forward to doing that, and we will see you guys on the next one. So thank you very much for joining me, and you guys are amazing. Thanks, guys. See you later.